An ancient Greek philosopher named Socrates once said, "An unexamined life is not a life worth living." He uttered those words in 399 BC on his trial day for accusations of impiety and corruption of the youth. Socrates was born in Athens in ancient Greece, often credited as the founder of Western philosophy, also among one of the first moral philosophers. But what is philosophy? To keep it short, philosophy was used to make sense of the world using reasoning. The concept of philosophy dealt with a vast majority of subjects, some of which include astronomy, epistemology, mathematics, political philosophy, ethics, metaphysics, ontology, logic, and biology, and finally, rhetoric and aesthetics. Ancient Greek philosophy arose in 6th century BC. Greek philosophy surged on through the Hellenistic period, which later evolved into Roman philosophy. It has had great impacts on Western culture all the way back since its inception in 6th century BC. In fact, much concepts and ideas in Greek philosophy can still be traced back to today's public education system. Like modern philosophy today, which is greatly influenced by Greek philosophy was influenced by older wisdom literature. You remember that ancient Greek philosopher we mentioned at the start, Socrates? Subsequent philosophic traditions, greatly influenced by that of Socrates, as presented by Plato, that it is conventional to refer to philosophy developed prior to Socrates as pre-Socratic philosophy. Now that we have covered common ground over Greek philosophy in ancient Greece and Socrates, we can now go into an obtuse observation of his concepts and ideas and questions that he may have asked during the Socratic philosophy era. Priority of care of the soul. Socrates repeatedly stressed that a human must care for his soul more than anything else. Socrates found this when he noticed his fellow citizens of Athens cared more about their wealth, reputation, and bodies whilst negating the health of their souls. Socrates believed that his mission from the god was to examine his fellow citizens and persuade them that the most important good for the human being is the health of the soul. Socrates often insisted that wealth does not bring about human excellence nor virtue, but virtue makes wealth and everything else good for human beings. Socrates believes that this mission extends to the souls of people in Athens in its entirety. Socrates argued that he was a gift given from the gods to the city of Athens to succeed on a mission to improve the city. Thus, he shows that everything he does is in response to the oracle and at the service of the god. Socrates once characterized himself as a gadfly, and the city as a sluggish horse in need of stirring up. He states that democracy will become stagnant and complacent, also whilst being in danger of hurting itself and others without the philosophical inquiry. Socrates says that just like a gadfly is an irritant to a horse that rouses it to action, Socrates, playing the gadfly, whilst the city being that of the horse, he supposes that his purpose is to agitate people around him, making them examine themselves. Although Socrates' claims seem to be aimed towards that of gratification of the soul of a human being, that in truth it is practice of political craft, due to the fact that he aims for what is best. Socrates' greatest defense was that although he may be a burden to the democracy, he is also a very great asset to the democracy, making him in high demand. Socrates was very intelligent. The people of the city of Athens were greatly inspired by the ambitions of Socrates, along with his pursuit of knowledge and understanding of the world around him. Next video, I'm going to be going over the examined life, another very ambiguous claim made by Socrates. But for now, have a good night.